Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and this is for Rushmore Podcast. Look good, feel good, enjoy.
People say we need a theme song, so I wrote a fucking theme song. If you like this fucking theme song, then you'll like the Rushmore Podcast. Rushmore Podcast. Rushmore Podcast. Rushmore Podcast. Fuck you.
Where are you guys at?
South Mississippi.
Holy shit.
Alligators and hookers.
Is that what happens in South Mississippi?
Yep, alligators get eaten by hookers.
You get some pretty vicious hookers down there.
And vice versa. Yeah, have you ever tasted alligator?
I have. Yeah, my wife is from Louisiana, so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we're not far.
It's incredible. It's like a cross between like chicken and shrimp almost.
Yeah, I'm not sure incredible is the word I would use, but I've had it.
I love it, dude.
It's
A cross
dry.
between chicken and shrimp is also not exactly how I would describe it.
I wouldn't describe that.
Well, maybe
Description is incredible.
Maybe you've had some weird gator. I don't know. Maybe you've had some hooker eating gators.
I think I just had regular gator. It tasted. I don't remember. I think I had some gator sausage, right, babe? Didn't we have gator sausage, maybe?
It also might be like some fish where there's a difference in taste with farm raised and like straight out of the bayou.
Maybe it also depends on what they eat.
Yeah.
Hookers. All right, man. Well, welcome to the Rushmore Podcast.
My name's Pepper.
My name's Thomas.
And this is a podcast where we take our Mount Rushmore of any given topic, and then if you listen to the podcast for about 35 minutes, you'll figure out what the fuck we do.
All
We're
right.
joined this week by Josh fucking Wolf, one of the greatest living comedians
Oh, come on, man.
on the fucking planet.
I'd rather have, that lead up might be too much for me to live up to. You know what I mean?
We'll see.
That
I
means
remember.
got funny shit.
I remember when we first started doing this podcast. We've been doing it since November of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our first episode we recorded, we might have only had one. I sent it to you over Facebook. This has been years back, and I was like, "Hey, listen to this podcast and let us know what we're doing wrong." Because I listened to Fairly Normal, and I think you were just starting with Freddie, with Prinze and the
Yeah,
Wolf. But I
probably.
listened about that time, but I listened to Fairly Normal a lot, so I sent it to you to listen to it. And I remember your response was something like, "Hey, man, like I don't have time, but just keep doing it, and I'm sure it'll work out." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it turns out that was great advice."
Yeah. And then
The thing is that like the truth is about a podcast is the only way to find the podcast's voice is to do it. You might go into it with an idea of this is what we're gonna do and this is what we're gonna talk about, but eventually when you settle down and just take away the show part of it, like you think it's got to be a show, and then you settle down, it finds its own voice because you become supernatural with whatever it is you're talking about.
fuck yeah,
Right,
supernatural.
And that
Not supernatural, but super space natural.
yeah.
Supernatural, however you want.
Yeah, and that makes sense too, because like we got to where it was all about the Rushmore topic in the early episodes, and then we were getting to that as fast as we could, and then it turned into the first half we were just talking, and then we got into the topic in the second half, and then now we'll have people like, "Hey man, I listened to like 25 minutes of the show, I still have no fucking clue what the Rushmore idea is," because we don't get into it to the second half.
But that's what's so good, right? So what happens is every one of your shows has a backbone, right? It has a
Right.
structure to it, which allows you to crisscross in and out of it.
Right.
So it seems like it's kind of how I do my entire career. I like the chaos. I like the looseness, but you can't have the complete looseness without a little bit of structure that gives you the confidence to know if I run out of just weird things or looseness or just random stuff to talk about, I can always go back to what this show is.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually have I'm sure everybody does to some extent, but a weird like associative memory to where like I can remember where I was when I listened to a certain podcast. Like whenever somebody was talking about this topic, I was like, "Oh yeah, Joe Rogan was talking to Neil deGrasse Tyson about this," and I was at Lowe's shopping for some bullshit.
Yeah.
And I actually remember being at this shitty gas station, the corner of Chico, kind of in the hood.
Yeah.
The VP
By
there.
your barber?
Yes. Whenever you had Freddie on Fairly Normal before y'all had a podcast together. And I remember sitting there.
That was a was a crazy interview. You know, he and I had never talked before. Really, we talked over Twitter, but we never met. And he came over and he shared some things during that podcast that I was like, golly,
Yeah.
I
He
was not
is
expecting that.
surprisingly fascinating.
Well, he's lived quite a life, man. You
Yeah.
know, besides his dad and how he grew up, just his life here. You know, you know, a lot of people assume that he was born with the golden spoon, but he was not.
Right.
You know, he was not. And not only that, he was born with a ghost hovering over him of who he was going to be compared to, because he had his name and everything. So there's a lot of things that go into Freddie. He's a super fascinating, complicated dude, but just one of the most solid individuals I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, given his circumstances, he seems like one of the most well put together people you could listen to.
Down to earth, always polite, and good to other people. He taught me, though, it took me a long time, but he taught me you know, he showed me that you can say no to things and not be an asshole.
Right.
Just because, hey, it doesn't make you an asshole just because you don't want to do something or
And
you don't feel like doing it. Like,
honestly, a no most times is way better than like a no response or something like that.
Oh yeah.
No is just being your honest self. And you know, a couple years back, my dad said something to me, and I told Freddie this on the podcast, but it was it's the thing that I wish he had told me earlier in my life. You know, I put together this roast for David Ortiz, Big Papi, right?
Right.
Yep.
And it was amazing. And we did it at the House of Blues in Boston, and Gronk was there, and Anthony Mackie was there, and Dustin Pedroia was there, and like Bill Burr. It was just Adam Ray went, he got all make-uped up and looked like an old man and had a
Rushmore alumni, Adam Ray.
Yep. And so it went well, really well. And that night we were having dinner, my mom, my dad, my brother, and I. And my son just came in. Oh, hello, sorry. Yeah, that's all right.
What's up, man? How weird is it that I know that's Jakey? Like,
Yeah.
I know his name. That's so crazy.
That's fucking creepy.
What's up, man?
Yep.
It does feel creepy.
Yeah. So my dad said to me, it was a great show tonight. He said, and if stand-up doesn't work, you know, you could always get into producing shows. It was really good. And it just struck a nerve with me. Like,
Oh yeah.
no matter how long I've done stand-up, there's always someone from my past who will say something like, are you still doing that stand-up thing? Like it's a fucking hobby.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that when people ask it seriously, like I know that after listening to this, I'll get some wise ass things on the internet, and that doesn't bother me. But when one of my friends, somebody who knows me,
Right.
who knows how long I've been doing this and how much I've put into it, says, you still doing stand-up? Yeah, motherfucker, that's my job.
Yeah, that's your backbone.
So so when my dad said that, it just struck a nerve. And I went in harder than I should have. I was like, yeah, man, that's what I do. Right. I kind of went in and that night I was up in the room with my wife, and I got really mad because I was like, that's my dad, man. I don't need to talk to him like that and all that shit. So I went down to the next day for breakfast, and my dad was sitting there, and he goes, I said, hey man, I want to apologize to you for going in so hard, because he had asked me, do you think you would, you know, give up stand up or to do this? And I was like, I'm sorry I went in so hard. He said, you have no reason. You should never apologize for that. I said, why? And he said, I asked you a question and you answered it. I can't be mad at the answer.
Yeah.
And I was like, and he said, if you don't want to hear an answer, if you think there's going to be an answer that could upset you, don't ask the question. But as long as you've asked the question, you have to allow that person to give their honest answer.
Yeah, that's like you can't tell someone they can't be upset. Like you don't get to decide what upsets somebody.
You can't decide how somebody else feels about something.
No. Yeah, so it was a fascinating. You back? You out? Oh, there's some. I rolled off this. Okay. He's going for toilet paper. I guess that bathroom's out of it.
Hell yeah.
Poor guy.
What kind of toilet paper you fucks with?
I don't know what I have at the house right now.
It's probably the stupidest question I've ever asked.
I like it soft, non-finger pushing through toilet paper.
I recently found the shit with the ridges in it. I like that.
Ridged for his pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen. I just want. I hate when I go to a restaurant and they get that kind of toilet paper that just kind of moves it around, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? I'm like, are you just smearing it around on my asshole right now? Is that what's happening with this toilet paper? It's a ridges. Yeah, I don't need toilet paper that's going to smooth out my asshole. I don't need like sandpaper type effect. I need something that's going to absorb and get the job done.
I think the ridges kind of pick up the shit as you wipe. I think that's the idea.
Yeah, I like that theory, man. I also like your T-shirt, but I like that theory. Bro. Yeah, dude. I like that theory. I think you're right, man. A little bit because it gives it some texture, so the texture can get in there in the nooks and crannies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on the topic of smoothing out assholes, I have a fuck, marry, kill for you.
Okay.
Joey Diaz, Joey Fatone, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Well, I'm gonna marry Freddie Prinze Jr.
Okay.
He's a solid dude. I know he's a good family man. He takes care of his people. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I am gonna have to. I mean, Joe Diaz is one of my oldest friends.
Right.
Can't kill Joe.
Sure.
And there's 3 other people from NSYNC. So I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to kill, you know what I mean? That's still kind of NSYNC.
You still got JC.
Yeah. I mean, there's 4 other people in NSYNC, actually. 4 other people. So I think we're in good shape. I think I'd have to kill Joey Fatone. Joey, I love you, man, but.
So you're fucking Joey Diaz, huh?
Well, listen, dude, he's lived a crazy life. You think he's just a normal in the sack? I don't think so.
Not with those balls.
I think he's putting a little extra stank on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
He's the king of balls on Zoom.
Yeah. And honestly,
I've seen Joey Diaz's balls for over 20 years.
They're one of the most impressive set of balls I've ever seen in my entire life.
8th wonder of the world.
Yeah.
He used to take them out on stage at the Comedy Store.
I always thought when people talked about them, I always thought it was hyperbole. It's like, yeah, they're not that big, but I get it. You're trying to get a point across. No, they were pretty fucking accurate.
When he used to take his dick and balls out on stage at the Comedy Store, Ron Jeremy was at the store one night, and Joey challenged him to a dick off.
Damn. That's bold as fuck, dude.
He was like, me, you want a dick off? But yeah, you know, I've known Joe for longer than he's been alive.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I went to, and I've said this many times on the podcast, but I went to Los Angeles last year for a little over a week, January of last year. And we went to the Comedy Store every night we were there. We ended every night. We'd go to the Comedy Store at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we'd stay till close every single night we were in LA. And what was great about that, obviously, was staying till close. We got to see Brody close the show every single night, essentially. We saw him 5 or 6 times that week.
Well, those when you stay late, you see who's coming next. Yep. That's who you see.
Yeah.
So, you know, in order to get the good spots at the Comedy Store, you have to eat shit at 1 a.m. on a Wednesday for years.
Yep.
Because you just have to pay your dues. But like the people who are pulling up the late spots right now, like Andy Lederman, people like that, that's who's next. They're just grooming them. If you can make people laugh at 1 a.m. when they've already gone through the gamut of Rogan, Burr, D'Elia, Diaz, Sebastian, like, and I know I'm leaving people out, but like you run through that gamut, your crowd is exhausted. And who's ever left 1 a.m., if you're still making them laugh, you're figuring it out.
Well,
you know?
dude, I mean, there were some nights where it was still fairly busy and they're late, and then there were some nights at 1 o'clock in the morning where Brody was doing stand up, or Brian Holtzman did a lot of late night stuff, and there was 6 people left in the room, and I mean we're sitting right there and still bringing the fucking room down, like still hilarious.
Holtzman is, for me,
dude, I fucking love it.
When I started at the store, Holtzman was the late night guy.
Yeah,
and I had never seen anything like that before. It was, I was just like, what is this fucking guy talking about? The nicest man in the world off stage. But on stage, he is a fucking gas tank and a fucking flame.
Well, dude, we sat one of those nights, me and my wife, Tara, she loves your shit. We sat up front, like dead center, in the main room, right there against the stage. And I remember Tony Hinchcliffe came up, and my wife was terrified he was going to like point her out and fucking just be Tony Hinchcliffe. And then that night I don't remember what the bit was, but you pointed her out and had like a back and forth with her on stage and were extremely nice, you know? And she was like, thank God Josh Wolf called me out instead of fucking Tony Hinchcliffe 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, listen, I have the ability to go in on it. That's in it. People have seen me on the road.
Right.
You know, if you're an asshole, you're going to get it. But it's not my preference.
Right.
That's not my style. That's not my thing to make you sad that you bought tickets to come and sit in the front row. You know what I mean? It's because also, like, if you're known as that person, you almost encourage it. People are coming, and if they don't hear what they want, they'll start screaming shit. And I'd much rather do my show. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'd much rather do my show. I did a show last night, that live with Titus for Combustion Comedy, and we streamed it on YouTube, but we had 10 people on a Zoom on a TV screen behind me, so I could do crowd work. It was amazing. It was super cool. It was so different than any of the Zoom shows I had done. It was a stage. It was a 3-camera shoot. There was a small audience. I think there were 6 people there, and there were 10 people on the Zoom. And so, but I could interact, and I had my family up there, and you know, they'd call me on my shit, or talking to them would propel me into a story I hadn't told in a long time. It was really super cool. It was the best live show I've done since this whole shit's gone down, for sure.
Yeah, that would be the way to do it. I've seen some other Zoom shit where it's literally just a dude standing in his living room being like, just trying to tell funnies, and it does not work.
It's just a solo podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's really hard. This was cool, man. He built a stage and had brick behind you, and yeah, man, the whole situation. Had monitors on stage so I could hear myself.
Like the lizard?
That's the way to do it.
I was just making a lizard joke. Lizard monitors.
Yeah, exactly. Lizard monitors. 3 monitors up front, and they parroted back what I said to me.
That's pretty badass.
I can't wait for us to do the Mount Rushmore of toilet paper. I wrote down my 4 favorite. That's what we're doing today, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, cheap meals turn into something you use toilet paper for, so that all makes sense.
Circle of life.
Yeah, I didn't. I've been thinking a lot about toilet paper like the past 5 minutes. There is a huge difference, man. Because what you were talking about, like the smooth, like 2-ply shit that you get at a restaurant, you might as well just fucking blow air on my asshole. That's not doing anything. It's actually doing more worse than good.
It's spreading it around, and then you're not getting all of it, so you got to do some cleanup when you get home. I will tell you, there have been restaurants that I like, but I know that toilet paper is bad, and it's not like I shit at every restaurant, but just in case Papa needs to go, I'm not subjecting myself to your sandpaper, man. At least hit me up with something a little soft.
See, I'm not a big shitter in like public places. I go through some kind of performance anxiety, I guess.
This dude here only shits in public.
This dude only, like, no scare. I'll pop it anywhere.
Let me tell you something.
What's your favorite place to do it?
Target.
Or friends Christmas parties. Those are the best ones.
That's not bad.
You killed? Whose house did you kill?
It was Liz, and I did it twice.
Oh, my God.
Because it was once, and it was one where, like, you thought it was the end of it, and then 3 minutes later, it was like, no, bro, you're going right back.
But it was so bad that, like, everybody noticed. Everybody was like, what the fuck is that?
The second time I came out, I opened the door and kind of peeked to make sure that there was nobody standing right outside.
Yeah.
And I got, there wasn't. And I walked away, and then all I hear is that bathroom door shut behind me and go, oh, what the fuck? I'm like, yes. I just walked away from it.
This guy, my wife, Beth, she was always like, I'd call her, what are you doing? She'd be like, Jacob's shitting again. Because he wouldn't poop when he was younger. He'd get in the car and we'd be on our way and he'd be like, nah, I got to shit. And we were like, what the fuck?
Like you don't have toilets at home.
You know, my grandfather, when he used to come to our house, because my dad was a cheap ass. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. My dad used to count squares. So you'd poop with the door open and be like, how many squares are you using for the wipe?
Yeah.
Jesus.
How many squares? So my grandfather, not only did we like him to come over because we loved him, but my man used to bring an 18-pack of some soft-ass Charmin that we never saw until my grandpa. Oh, we used to steal it and hide in our room. And he'd be like, who's stealing the toilet paper? I don't know, Papa. Maybe you're shitting all the time. But yeah, he used to bring his own toilet paper. We were psyched. We're like, Papa's coming.
Yeah, I have like strategic shit locations all because if I poop somewhere once, I can poop there like anytime. I actually prefer like porta potties over like McDonald's or something like that.
No, get the fuck out of here.
That's me, man.
It's warm.
Ugh.
Everybody's shit is in there coming at you.
Yeah.
You haven't flushed it away.
I like that better than a McDonald's. I think I'm so afraid of somebody like jiggling the door, like busting it on me because I don't like to shit rushed either at all.
Nobody jiggles the door in the porta potty. Listen, if you're shitting in a porta potty and you're not rushing, something's wrong with you. It's hot in there. There's no circulation. Like, what are you doing? What are you going through Twitter?
Right.
What are you doing on there?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, and we're in South Mississippi, so I mean, it gets 95 here sometimes, and you walk into some porta potties, and it hits you in the face, and I mean, yeah, it's bad, but I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm broken. I'm a broken person, but I'd rather do that than a McDonald's. I don't know why.
We're getting down to it. Now we're getting down to it. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Now
We're insanely different people.
That's the problem. Like the gym that I go to, I don't have any shit locations within like a 5-mile radius of my gym.
Where? You don't
the gym that I go to.
Do it at the gym. What?
Well, the bathroom door at the gym doesn't close.
Wait, there's only one stall at your bathroom gym?
No, the main door to the gym,
Yeah.
or to the bathroom in the gym, it doesn't close.
Yeah, but is it just one bathroom, one toilet?
No, it's got 2 stalls and then.
But do the
urinal.
stalls close? The stalls close?
Yeah, but man, like everybody would be able to smell it.
So?
Jesus Christ!
I don't want people to smell my poo.
What do they think? What are they expecting to smell when they go into the bathroom?
Probably like hot dude
That's a good
sweat.
question.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it'd be one thing if you were on the bench and you were like, that dude smells like shit. That's not. But if the shit smell is coming out of where it's supposed to be, it seems like. I'm going to send you a book, man, that's called Everybody Poops. It's going to make you feel better about yourself.
All right.
Fucking needs it. I was thinking like a Lowe's, not a.
Yeah, Lowe's.
Yeah, Lowe's is a great
Yeah.
place.
Never Lowe's.
Never a Lowe's?
No.
Eggs? I'm trying to get him to make me some. Is he going to shit right now?
I don't know where he's going. Oh, he's grabbing a water. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm ready with that.
It's like all this.
I'm heading out to a porta potty.
No, I'm a
Gotta go
thirsty
find
little
one.
bitch today.
You got to go find one in the 6-mile radius.
I really
Different.
enjoy a good like middle of the woods shit though. You ever do that?
No.
I do, but I don't. Only if I bring toilet paper out with me.
Oh yeah. I always bring toilet
Leaf
paper.
guy.
I like
Have you
taking.
ever wiped your ass with a sock?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I've sacrificed underwear.
Yeah.
Sleeves.
I've gone sleeveless. That's to happen. On a road trip with another comic, a guy named Daryl Lennox. I was featuring for him, and I was driving from Seattle to Moscow, Idaho. And I pulled over. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I got a shit." And he goes, "What are you doing in the trunk?" I'm like, "I'm going to get a sock." Because it's a shitting. You know what I mean? It's a shitting. You can just put your hand. You can just put your hand in, and you wipe with this side, and then you turn it around. You wipe with that side.
Yeah, it's the cheapest article of clothing.
Yeah, 2 shittings, and you usually leave them out there, next to the grave site, and that's it.
Yeah.
Jackie sounds like you're like shit hype man behind you.
I'm Biggie and he's Puff. He's like, yeah.
He's like, yeah, shitting mid.
Oh, see, now your mic stand came off. It's not just me.
Mind your goddamn business,
All
Pepper.
right. What else you got, Thomas?
Hey, would you rather fight 1 horse-sized Leonardo DiCaprio or 100 duck-sized Tom Cruise?
I would rather. Who do I think I can beat, or who would I rather fight?
Who would you rather fight?
Man, I'd rather fight any Leonardo DiCaprio than any Tom Cruise. This is the deal. I tell people this all the time. Underestimate Tom Cruise. You get in a fight with this dude, you're gonna have to kill him.
Yeah.
There's 0 quit in that dude.
Imagine 100 duck-sized Tom Cruise.
Yeah, they're gonna pile on top of each other.
Yep.
They're gonna have a plan. And Leonardo DiCaprio, listen, I'm gonna assume that horse is skinny fat, just like him. So I'm gonna kick that horse in its fat little tummy and its skinny little arms. Like that's my move. Now that horse is probably gonna have like 90 mares lying up outside, so I might have to deal with them. But I'm gonna take my chance with skinny fat horse over. You're gonna have to kill me, ducks.
Yeah, he always looks tired. Like whenever I see him like not in a movie, he always looks tired.
If you were fucking that many people, you'd be tired.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
exhausting, man.
That's
It's
true.
fucking-
It's true.
You know who he's dating right now? He's dating somebody that Jacob went to kindergarten with.
What?
No shit.
K through 5. Yeah, K through 5.
Oh my god.
All right,
Yeah.
I don't even know
That's,
what to make of that.
Well, I don't want to bust out his pedophile.
Yeah, we might have Leo on the show, so we don't.
Well, no, dude, he's not. Jacob's 23.
Yeah,
So
he's of legal age. It's still fucking weird to think about.
Yeah.
For me, it was really bizarre when I was like, is that? Yeah. And they were like, yeah, he dates her. I was like, holy shit. But her mom dates Al Pacino. So.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus
dude.
Christ, what a family.
I want to fuck somebody from that. I'll fuck their brother just to get into that family.
I think they all met on the set of what was that movie that Pacino did with
Once upon a
Irish?
time in Hollywood.
Oh.
I think that's where they met.
Are you have y'all ever seriously thought about filming a 15 items or less?
Yeah, we have. We're both just. We know that it's going to take what it's going to take for time.
Yeah.
And when he has time, I don't. And when I have time, he doesn't. So it's just been a matter of just. And, look, he's raising. One of the reasons he disappeared from acting is he wanted to raise his kids.
Yeah.
So in his brain, he has a certain amount of time a week that he's willing to spend away from them. And this would be a huge part of that time. Did you see Indiana Jones walk up there?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I Instagram his nuts every day. It's so
Yeah, I was about to say it's weird because when Jake walked in, I was like, "Fuck, I know that guy," and that's very strange.
That's Jacob's phone, which is attached to mine.
I was like, Jacob walked in. I'm like, that's fucking weird that I know who that is walking in. And then I saw your dog going up the stairs, and I was like, I've seen that dog's nuts.
Yeah. Dude's got a fat set on him.
I have decided that dogs' nuts make me laugh.
They're
I think
hilarious.
they're so funny. I don't know why they're so funny. But when you see them kind of banging between their legs, I'm like, come on, man, that's funny. I don't care who you are.
That is pretty fucking hilarious. But yeah, during the quarantine, we've been watching like family movies at the house, and we watched I Know What You Did Last Summer like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Freddie's so goddamn good in that movie.
He's also just like, look, we went through a period of time in his life where he was, hey, dude. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Let me finish. Let me get here. I understood taking the call, but not staying on it the whole time. Yeah. Oh, it was you, Ben? Okay, buddy. Yeah, you can. It's my.
Oh, priority. Oh, shit.
Sorry, you can stay on the phone. Sorry about that. You guys are getting the whole fucking experience.
That's what I'm talking.
Freddie went through a period of his life too where he was almost just like, I was like, that dude is just pretty. He's so handsome in that
Yeah, he's a
movie.
good looking dude.
Oh, he's the founding member of Team Handsome. So he's on that Rushmore, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I saw an article lately where he was considered for Batman. Apparently, back then.
Yeah. Look, he was considered for a lot of. He was the guy for a second, and he voluntarily gave a bunch of that up just so he could raise his kids.
Did you have leeches put on your asshole for?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about that.
Well, we were, I like things that make me feel a little different.
Sure.
And I don't know, because things that are weird or make me uncomfortable, they also make me, I'm feeling something. And
Right.
so I like that. So when we did a show called Josh Wolf's Wonderful World of Weird, and we just went around LA and just found some weird people or the weird things. I ate bull penis, which I will tell you doesn't taste like it.
Well, is it a taste thing or is it a texture thing?
It's super chewy.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's super chewy, and it's not like tofu. It doesn't soak up the taste of whatever's around it.
No.
It doesn't. It's so chewy. I don't think it absorbs really any of the taste. So it
Yeah.
just all you can think about is this bull dick is chewy.
Yeah. As far as what I know about penis anatomy, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes. Yeah. Not a lot of absorption.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of it described as penis anatomy. But is that coming on ABC after Grey's Anatomy? Is that what happens?
Yeah, right before Masked Singer.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, so we did a lot of things, and they said, "Have you ever had leech therapy?" And I said, "No, but I've always wanted to try it." And so when we got there, I said, "Where's the funniest place that they can put it?" And they were like, "On your asshole." I'm like,
It was like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's actually
Asked and
dead on.
answered.
the right place. You're right. And so it was. I had to wear a bloody diaper for the night. When I took the bloody diaper off, it was pretty crazy. But I bled for like 10 hours.
Oh, Jesus.
That's probably good
I'll make-
for you though.
I think so. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It probably lowers your blood pressure. That's probably, I mean, there's that whole thing where it's like, that's why women don't get like heart disease and stuff. It's because they bleed all the time. And guys, they keep all their blood inside their body. But
Well-
I'm a fucking doctor, Thomas. Don't
I'll
Dr.
tell you something.
Dr. Pepper.
The thing that did make sense, I said, what's something that I wouldn't have thought of? And she said, hemorrhoids. Leeches are good for hemorrhoids because they suck them right out of your body.
Yeah.
And But it was crazy. She put them on my stomach for digestion. She put them on my back, my liver, and then she put one. She called it the root chakra. I'm like, we call that the asshole.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, whatever makes you feel good, but it's the butthole.
I wonder if I can just get some leeches out of the swamp and trick some people like that.
Wait, did your mom want some?
There's only 3 pieces left, so it doesn't matter. And so, like, you can have 2 and she can have 1. I'm not going to eat it.
I'll take one. She can have 2.
Okay, then take 1. She can
Perfect.
The right choice.
Thank you.
That's the right choice.
That's how you do.
Whole Wolf family experience.
That's how you do marriage.
People make bacon. Yep.
Or some food.
Thank you, dude.
Great talking to you guys.
What do you
Hey,
want?
man.
Check.
Probably just gonna grab some Chipotle, which I might disagree with later, but that's cheap and right down the line.
Okay,
So,
I appreciate
because
it.
I can do that gluten free as well.
Okay, I love you.
Do you want to pick?
No, I'm good. Ask your mom though.
You ready to get into this goddamn topic?
I am.
This week we are doing our Mount Rushmore of budget meals.
Budget meals.
This is near and dear to me
We thought it was. That's why we came up with it.
because, you know, when I was raising the 3 kids and had very little money, you got to do. I don't know how you guys grew up. If you grew up with money, or if you grew up with some weird. All right. So me too, and it's about being creative and still trying to get some sort of nutrient
Yeah.
in the body. But I love, this was hard for me to narrow down. So I did some pick and choosing from different categories of what I would call budget meals.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah, I appreciate the thought you put into it. The way we'll do it is Pepper will do his number 4, and then we'll talk about that. I'll do mine, then yours, and we'll go around down to number 1.
Okay, now I have a question though.
Yes.
How are you ranking them? By budget, by taste? Like, how are you ranking them?
I am going my favorite budget meal as number 1,
Yeah.
and my least favorite is
I just
number
went with my
4.
favorite, basically like what I would eat now. Like I would still be happy eating this
Yeah.
as my number 1.
Okay.
So, example, my number 4 on my Mount Rushmore of budget meals is Walmart bread, the $1 Walmart bread. When I was in a punk band, just struggling like a motherfucker, you can go buy a $1 loaf of Walmart bread and eat that for 2 days.
So you're just eating the bread?
Just the bread. That's all I had money for, Thomas.
Okay.
So
But
107.
Ask you something. I guess a piece of bread is a meal if that you're eating it for a meal. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. I like that.
When you're in the back of a van and your fucking car
right there.
doesn't work.
Stop right there. When you're in the back of the van, that's all you need to hear.
Yeah. That's it.
It's riding around looking for fucking porta potties.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. Well, you don't
I
need
had
pork potties if you're eating a loaf of fucking white bread from Walmart.
Yeah, yeah. When you're eating like that, you don't shit for about 3 days.
I think you're good on the porta potties.
I had a water jug, and we would find like a spigot to fill up my water jug, and then $1 Walmart bread. And hey,
I bet y'all had some great punk music off that kind of fuel.
nope, nope.
All right. Am I up?
I'll go. My number 4 is they coined it the McGangbang.
Oh,
but that's not what it was called.
I'm going to be very curious if Josh knows about this.
Do you know about the McGangbang from McDonald's?
No.
Okay.
So here's my theory, because I grew up in Georgia, and I never heard about it either. I think it's a regional thing.
Well, I didn't hear of it like called that until I was like way out of high school.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a regional thing. Go ahead.
My brother's pointing at himself over there because he thinks he came up with it, but it is a regional thing. You take a spicy chicken sandwich from McDonald's, so that's at the time $1.
Yep.
And then a McDouble, which is also $1. So you're looking at a $2 meal. And you split the 2 patties of the McDouble, and you put the spicy chicken sandwich in between them. So it's a giant spicy chicken sandwich double cheeseburger. And they call it a McGangbang.
How much for the defibrillator?
That is, well, I mean, it comes in the Happy Meal.
Is that the sandwich? Do you add the heart attack in the cost of the sandwich, or no? Is that after?
Well, you can substitute it with the fries.
If you die from a heart attack, it's just relief.
Got it. All right. Well, for me, number 4 is part of a category because, you know, when I was the budget meals, I really associate. Look, we did it when I was growing up. We also grew up with no money. And, you know, my dad, every Friday was casserole night. And that just meant whatever was left in the fridge, he put in this big fucking yellow pot and put cheese on it. And it was just called casserole.
Yep.
It didn't have a name besides casserole. So it would be like there'd be chicken on this side, and there's like, is that lasagna on this side? And like, but then just cheese, and then like a chicken, and you're like, what the fuck? So I didn't pick from my childhood. I picked from basically having kids and what I meant for budget meals for that, right?
Right.
So I started with this budget meal doubled as a meal and a dessert. Ooh. And I tricked the kids into thinking it was fancy. 2 pieces of bread, you toast them with some butter. Put some syrup on that sandwich. You close it together. You pot it in a pan real quick.
Yeah.
And then here's what made it fancy. I told the kids I used to put that powdered sugar on top of it. Just a boop, because that's all I could afford. Like a bag like that would last me almost a year because I would go boop.
Yeah.
And I told them it was only rich people had powdered sugar because it wasn't the granulated sugar. It wasn't that regular sugar. It was the boop. So it was a syrup sandwich basically, but I had them convinced that we were fancy and rich.
That's a good strategy. I've made those. I've made similar to what you were talking about. You can get a little thing of cinnamon and sugar and sprinkle it on. Oh, it's so good.
So good, man. So good. It tastes fancy as shit, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that would be my number 4.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. What's your number 3, Pepper?
My number 3, it's kind of piggybacking on yours. It's just a straight-up McDouble. McDouble from McDonald's, $1. I mean, as far as hangover meals, that's in my Rushmore hangover meals for sure. And, I mean, when I was like 18, 19, 20, I basically was never not hungover. So I ate a shit ton of those.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had McDonald's, Josh?
The last time I had McDonald's, it wasn't even a burger. It was fries, and it was on Jacob's 4th birthday. So that's 19 years ago.
Holy shit, dude. They have, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I can't relate at all to that.
Yeah, South Mississippi, we don't have a lot of options.
I mean,
you're either cooking for yourself or you're eating McDonald's.
I get McDonald's maybe once every 2 weeks or something. It's not like it used to be. I've moved up a little bit.
You know what it is for me, man, is that I really just stopped eating things that after I eat them, I'm like, oh, I feel terrible.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like that feeling. So that I stopped eating those. I can eat the fries, but those burgers just make me feel just like, oh, like I want to go to sleep and shit at the same time.
Yeah, which sounds awesome. I mean, that's probably the right strategy, but I would say most people outweigh how good it makes them feel while they're eating it instead of how shitty it makes them feel afterwards.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I just don't like the meat sweats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, am I sweating because I ate a burger? Like
imagine having meat sweats in a porta potty. Fucking South Mississippi.
How do you think I cut weight for all my fights?
Jesus.
Nice. All right.
My number 3 is a classic, by the way. This is a little gourmet, so it might be out of your realm.
Okay.
But a classic fried bologna sandwich.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Dude, I I know you don't remember, but there was a podcast you and Freddie did for way back. Only reason I remember is because he was super grossed out about the idea of bologna. Freddie.
Yeah.
And I made a fried bologna sandwich, and I tweeted at both of you the picture of the fried bologna sandwich. And I remember you being like, this looks fucking delicious, and Freddie just being disgusted by the fact that I even put that on the internet.
Yeah, if you had put mayo on it, he might have flown to where you are and punched you.
But a fried bologna sandwich, dude, it's cheap. It's hard to fuck up. I mean,
that's number 3. Now, my number 3 and my number 2 are both geared towards families. That if you want to cook something that's not just ramen, but that you can throw a couple things together that isn't expensive, I made them up as I went. So this one, I used to make a big pot of this with the kids, but it was black beans out of a can, tuna fish out of the can, cheddar cheese, and hot sauce. And I just mixed that shit up.
Actually sounds pretty good.
it does. Tuna and cheese, like when it hits your ear, sounds fucking weird.
But it is. It was the cheese mixed with the tuna that just was like, okay, everything else you're going to throw on top of this is gravy.
Yeah, if we're doing that, anything goes.
Black beans, tuna, cheddar cheese, and hot sauce. And I could make a pretty big pot of it for like $4 that would feed us for like 2 days.
And if I did that, I think I would eat that with tortilla chips. Have that as a dip and eat it with tortilla chips. That sounds incredible, actually.
Man, but it was like I said, we were always looking for a way to get it a little different. And Bethers, do you want some bacon?
Hi.
Do you want some bacon?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh no, that looks pretty good.
Yep, take the bacon. So I that was we failed on a lot of those big pot recipes, but that one was consistent and always hit the spot.
That does sound really good.
Yeah, tuna and cheese sounds like something I want to venture out into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, a tuna melt is like.
Oh, you know what? I've had tuna and cheese. That's a goddamn good point. How did I not put that together? It's just whenever you say the word straight out of a can and then you add mild cheddar, I'm like, I don't think I've had that before. Cheese on tuna.
Yeah, but that was it. For a family bargain meal that tastes a little different, we could do that for $4 and eat.
That probably lasts several days, huh?
Yeah. All right, my number 2 on my Rushmore budget meals. This is like prime, like ignored as a child time where I just had to be self-sufficient and I just had to throw some shit together to eat so I didn't fucking die.
Play-Doh.
No. That, which surprisingly doesn't taste that bad. I haven't paired it with any other foods, but Play-Doh itself, like, it's kind of a nostalgic little taste.
Yeah, I agree.
But this is just a straight up cheese and ketchup sandy. You just get white bread, slice of like shitty fucking government cheese, ketchup, and then here's the kicker: you microwave it for 30 seconds. That cheese gets so bubbly and gross, but it just melts in your mouth.
And hot
if
ketchup?
You want to get crazy, if you want to fucking go full gourmet, you fucking toast the bread, and that's a whole different level.
Well, I think you got to wear a monocle if you toast the bread. Right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You need a cane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the fuck are you getting a toaster?
Yeah.
Rich motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I that is a good one. Yeah. I like how you went gourmet on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We it seems like all of our meals have bread involved.
Well, I mean, bread sustains, dude.
It's cheap.
Yeah,
It does.
it's cheap. Man.
Well, this one
Calories.
doesn't. Mac and cheese.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about fucking box powdered. It doesn't matter. Just store brand. Mac and cheese. What do you do? What is happening?
There's a hair
Keep
on
the cube off your mic.
Mac and cheese mixed with Chef Boyardee raviolis. You just throw that shit in a pot together and heat it up together. Mac and cheese with Chef Boyardee raviolis.
That sounds delicious.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, I think you just fucked me and Josh up.
My friend Jake.
How have I never thought of that before?
Well, my friend Jake, he used to cut up hot dogs too and throw them in there, and he mix it all. But I just like to no. I like to get just fucking Chef Boyardee ravioli with mac and cheese. Mix that shit up on a stove, heat it up together. Maybe throw some extra cheese on there if you fucking got it like that.
You know what? You know what would be good if you got a little ball of it and you fried it.
That's crazy, dude.
Let's open our own restaurant.
Yeah, let's open a restaurant, man.
Lord, that sounds good.
We can call it Pepper Wolf and just leave Thomas out of it.
I'm just the brains.
Yeah, exactly. You just bring some more of that mac and cheese imagine.
I'm bringing the recipes. Y'all are the brawn.
Damn, that does sound really good.
Here's a recipe for you. Here's my number 2. Again, with the idea of a family in mind, right?
Right.
This is something I could make a big pot of again, and we could eat for days. 4 of us, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Rice, always good base.
Sure.
Because rice goes a long way.
Oh yeah.
Rice, tuna, you're seeing a little pattern.
Yeah.
And hot sauce. And now if you got fancy and you had a little extra money, you know they have the sesame oil. That's kind of like you put just a tiny little drop of that in the rice and you put it in a pan and it gives all the rice a different taste and it blends well with the hot sauce. So it's rice. I can make a big pot of it for like $1, $1.50. Tuna, 1 can, hot sauce, little sesame oil. And so I got a meal that I can feed the kids and me again 2 days for like $3.
So what kind of hot sauce you messing with? Because we're a couple hot sauce connoisseurs over here.
At the time, I liked that crystal hot sauce.
Cristal, that's what we call it.
Yeah, so do I. I just didn't want to sound like an asshole.
Some Cristal, some Louisiana.
Yeah, I like that Cristal hot sauce. We like that crystal hot sauce, huh? What other hot sauce do we like?
Well, I like sriracha.
You like
Oh, yeah.
sriracha?
Sriracha guy, Tapatio, Cholula.
Yeah. We didn't fuck, but when he was a kid, we mostly fucked with the crystal hot sauce.
Yeah. That's the best on fried chicken in my opinion.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. On the hot sauce, people who don't put hot sauce on fried chicken are
Wrong.
Yeah, what's wrong with those people?
I don't understand.
I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, but that would be number 2 for me.
All right, my number 1. This is where things get really crazy, okay? Because I'm taking a staple, and I'm putting my gourmet twist on it. And I think I found this. Went to my friend's house and he did it. So you get your ramen, and I'm just assuming that we're all not fucking sociopaths and we all cook ramen the same way, where you crunch it up in the pack and then put it in there and boil, right? Or are you a brick guy?
I do. Some people throw the brick in. I crunch it up in the pack.
Yeah, no, the brick scares me a little
Yeah,
bit.
no, you don't do that. You crunch it up in the pack, boil it, and right when you get the stuff in there, you drop an egg in there. If you want to get crazy, you can get the egg and
Whip it?
Yeah, whip it up and then drop it in there because that's how they make egg drop soup. You get the fork and put it in there, and then it all cooks, and you get a little bit of protein with your ramen, and then you get your Cristal or your sriracha or something like that. Put that on top of it. If you're going super crazy, you can throw some cheddar cheese on top, some shredded
Whoa.
cheese.
Shit.
Yeah.
Nice
But
done, man. Good
it's-
pull.
The base is ramen with egg.
Okay. I've
I
never
will
put an
tell
egg
you-
in my ramen.
Yeah, you traveled a long way from loaf of bread to that. So
Yeah.
I think really, you quite a transformation from number 4 to number 1.
But I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
correct order.
all mine are under $1 or slightly over $1. But I mean, ramen, it's like fucking 25 cents a pack
Yeah,
if you get the good shit,
yeah.
and then an
Is
egg.
Is there such a thing as the good shit?
Yeah. Are you chicken
I've
flavor or
seen-
beef flavor?
Ooh, see,
Chicken.
Chicken, Josh.
I'm creamy. I'm chicken. If I'm going crazy, it's creamy chicken. But I started getting my back when I was super poor. I started getting my checks cashed at a Mexican gas station, and they had like these different Mexican flavors, like chili lime and stuff like that. Oof, that shit's good.
All right. Creamy chicken was my nickname in high school, by the way.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Creamy chicken wolf.
My number 1, after a long day of swimming in my aunt's above ground pool because we were too poor to have one
Nice.
at home.
Inflatable or
No. This is a nice pool.
Okay, so you guys were rich. I get it.
I mean, family. I wasn't. You get a white bread, of course.
Okay.
Ham. I put a little mayonnaise on it. I'm not scared of a little mayonnaise, but we'll see what happens. Mild cheddar, and by mild cheddar, I say mild cheddar. That sounds way better. What I mean is Kraft singles.
Yeah.
You take some Kraft singles
they're American, but go ahead.
with nacho cheese Doritos on the sandwich. You smush that shit down. Ham, cheddar, Doritos on a sandwich. You have to have been swimming for the last 6 hours.
Yeah, it
Or it's
doesn't
not gonna
taste the
taste right.
same if you don't have
Gotta
chlorine
tell
in
you-
your mouth.
It's the first one of these on the Mount Rushmore that I thought to myself, that sounds terrible.
Does it really?
Ham with Doritos and mayo. What is happening?
We can go with or without the mayo.
Let me ask you a question. What's in that pool that's making your taste buds go fucking sideways like that? Like what are you drinking you drinking pea water? Like what?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we all have at some point.
Wow, man. I'm not against chips on a sandwich. And I think if I had heard something like Ruffles, like a plainer chip with the cheese, but that Cool Ranch threw me a little bit.
Not Cool Ranch. Nacho cheese. Traditional Doritos.
Oh, nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on board for nacho cheese. I'm on board for that. Yeah, the Cool Ranch was a different taste. Cool Ranch with the mayo and the cheese.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
We're talking just straight up fucking nacho cheese. You're just adding more cheese. A little better texture.
Cheese on cheese.
Yep.
My number one, guys, I'm surprised nobody mentioned, and it is the staple of all staples because it's so versatile and taken anywhere, always good time, breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, high, drunk, beach, park, school, peanut butter and jelly. What are we doing? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you created an entire fucking industry.
There's like different variations where you can fuck around with the peanut butter, crunchy, creamy. There's different jellies. You can go with fluff, honey, banana. But when I say peanut butter and jelly, what I mean is that. And so for me, peanut butter and jelly, because like I said, good for the 4-year-old, good for the 100-year-old. You know what I mean? Like all ages, no matter where you are. If you're at a park or you're at the beach, and what do you got in there? I got peanut butter and jelly. Oh, yeah, I'll have one of those.
Nobody's going to complain about that either.
No. And I'll tell you something else. If you want to give me, especially plain Ruffles, I'll put those on that sandwich. I like that.
Yeah. You got the salty and sweet. It works.
Yep. Yeah, it works real well. It mixes in real good. Now, I'm also a grape jelly guy. Don't come at me with your apricot or your peach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't want any marmalade. I want jelly.
I'll take a strawberry on occasion, but I mean, Concord grape jelly.
It's hard to fuck it up.
Yeah.
It is. And the thing about the jelly, too, and one of the reasons it makes it such a great budget meal, you don't need that much jelly. The jelly goes a long way on the sandwich. You know what I mean?
Are you a crunchy or creamy guy?
Here's my thing. I don't know why you have nuts. Like, it's called butter, right?
Yeah.
Butter is smooth.
Sure.
There's no chunks of butter in your butter, is there? Do you get butter that has chunks of butter in it?
Not in Mississippi, no.
Nope, not Mississippi.
No, I don't understand what the deal is. I'm a creamy guy all the way. Like if I want a mouthful of nuts, you know what I'm saying?
Call Joey Diaz.
I'll just go get some nuts out of the cabinet. But if I want peanut butter, I'm gonna eat some peanut butter. So I'm creamy.
100%.
I don't fight anybody over it, but I'm a crunchy guy. Like I get your point too, but just for me, I like a little crunch. I don't know.
Some people like the texture. That's what it is for them.
That's what I like.
A little crunch, but
I'm a big texture guy. That's why when he talked about putting Doritos on a sandwich, I was like, yeah, I fucks with that. I love like texture clashes.
Me too. I like a little grit in some stuff.
So here's something that I stumbled across very recently, and it blew my fucking mind. Do you know those the little frozen uncrustable peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, so they sell these. It's kind of like you pick up toaster strudels or something like that, but it's an uncrustable peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So it's basically like somebody punched a hole in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The edges are crimped on it, almost like a dumpling. It's about that big, and the idea is, yeah. So somebody recently I saw took some of those and deep fried them. So it's a deep fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that shit looked bomb as fuck.
Yeah, man. As soon as you deep fry, whatever comes after that, I'm like, yeah, I'll taste it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll try
How
it.
could it be? I mean, deep fry already means delicious.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard to fuck it up. So deep fried PB&J sounds pretty fucking good.
PB&J with bacon on it. You ever had that?
I wish this bacon plate. You saw me have one piece, right?
Yeah. PB&J with bacon that's some next level shit. I've had that a couple times.
It's delicious. It's really, really good because again, you're getting some of that salty in with your sweet, and it's pretty top notch. Pretty top notch.
Do you have a way to cue up Beautiful Animal, or are you nixing that?
I don't have a way.
Okay. We had a song we were going to play for you to
Josh Wolf, here's the deal. I wrote the greatest song about bestiality ever.
Yeah.
And we were going to play it on the show. It's just we don't have the technology to do it right now.
We were unprepared for the song.
Send it to me.
I'll send it to you.
We will send it to you. All right, man. We appreciate it so much.
Hey, listen, guys. First of all, apologies. I had some personal stuff come up last week, and just it was unavoidable. But I really apologize, and thanks for allowing me to come back on. You guys super gracious, and so yeah, just I don't ever want to be that guy. So I felt really bad, but I appreciate you guys taking the time today.
Man, it's all good.
Absolutely, man. It is all good. Like I said, I had the pleasure of interacting with you a little in person in LA last year, and you were as nice as you could fucking be. So I know you're not that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, listen, dude, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we do for a living. We're all just trying to get through this the best we can together. And when I say this, I mean life, like living. So I just have never understood why what I did or who I know or where I live should make anybody look at me any differently than anybody else. And so like I try to disperse any of that shit real quick. Like I'm with you, man. We do the same shit. As far as I'm concerned, honestly, we have the same job. We're podcasters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like if I'm happy to help and talk and be involved and push the medium for the more people who do well, the better it is for everybody. It's not a me or you situation. It's an us situation. So I really appreciate you saying that. That was very nice of you.
Absolutely, man. And now this is a weird thing to ask of you. Brad Williams did this as Stone Cold, and Adam Ray did this as Dr. Phil. But if you could just tell people to listen to Rushmore podcast, however you want to do that, as Droopy Dog.
You got it.
That would be fucking awesome.
Hey, hello everybody. This is your pal Droopy Dog. Please watch the Mount Rushmore podcast. Okay.
Fucking nailed it. Thanks, Josh. We appreciate you, man.
You got it, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me.
I'm about to go eat some bullshit.
I'm going to have one of them sandwiches.
Yeah, dude. Y'all motherfuckers got me hungry.
Later, dude. Thank you.
All right, peace, dude. Thank you.
Bro, we did it. We hacked into the Libsyn mainframe.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, now we can finally force other podcasts to play our ads. Hit the button.
All right, here we go.
Do you fancy bonus?
How about jizz?
Or perhaps bestiality piques your interest?
You can find all that filth and more on Fartmouth Podcast, recorded in the basement of Fartmouth University.
Fartmouth is one of the most offensive comedy podcasts on the internet. We do weekly segments, games, song parodies, and more.
You can find Fartmouth on Apple, Google, Spotify, or anywhere else podcasts are played.